From Amateur Radio Newsline Report number 2325, this is Ham Nation Headlines for Wednesday, May 25th, 2022. Our top story this week puts HF Radio in the spotlight with some new recognition for its increased importance in national defense. In the United States, the military is exploring ways to expand its use of the HF bands in one region of the world.
HF Radio is making a comeback for the United States military, which has been struggling with reliable means of over-the-horizon communication in the Indo-Pacific. That massive region's communication needs are served largely by undersea fiber cables and satellites, both of which are deemed vulnerable to both deliberate and accidental damage. The U.S. Defense Information Systems Agency is eyeing HF as a reliable backup should an interruption occur in either of the other two delivery modes. Officials acknowledge that HF's slower data transmission rate and the military's use of smaller bandwidth would not make HF ideal for full-time connectivity, but it is nonetheless a viable alternative when no other option exists. Beyond compensating for satellite and fiber optic vulnerability, officials say they also look forward to the next generation of HF technology, which will allow higher speeds and wideband transmission, making full-motion video possible for surveillance, airborne intelligence, and related activities from the air. For Amateur Radio Newsline, I'm Kevin Trotman, N5PRE.
If you live in a hurricane-prone part of the United States or you're interested in being of assistance, this next report is for you.
The National Hurricane Center in Miami, Florida, and the VoIP Hurricane Net will be conducting a test on May 28th that is designed to let amateurs everywhere evaluate their shack's storm readiness. Propagation permitting, the Hurricane WatchNet WX4NHC will be on the air on 7.268 MHz and 14.325 MHz from 1300 UTC to 2100 UTC. The VoIP Hurricane Net will be active from 2000 UTC to 2100 UTC on IRLP node 9219 and Echolink conference node 7203. Atlantic hurricane season begins on the United States East Coast on June 1st and continues through November 30th. During the test, operators will exchange signal reports, location information, and basic weather data. WX4NHC will also be on the air on VHF, UHF, 2 and 30 meter APRS, and WinLink with an email address of WX4NHC@winlink.org. The subject line must contain *WL2K. Contacts will also be made on Florida's statewide amateur radio network, the SARNet. For Amateur Radio Newsline, I'm Sel Emby, KB3TZD.
The founder of chipmaker Qualcomm and a longtime AMSAT supporter has become a silent key.
Frankinantonio, N6NKF, co-founded Qualcomm, a company whose chips help spur the success of wearable medical equipment, cell phones, and other tech devices. The lifelong engineer and amateur radio operator was also a generous and enthusiastic supporter of AMSAT. Franklin became a silent key recently, and according to several reports, his death was unexpected. His passing was announced on May 13th by Qualcomm, where he had been a leading force in their engineering departments. A philanthropist, Franklin recently gave a gift of $30 million to his alma mater, the University of California, San Diego. He also made a $3 million donation to the Allen Telescope Array for a new broadband antenna feed for its work for the SETI Institute, which studies deep space for life beyond Earth. Franklin wrote AMSAT's popular Instant Track orbital software. He was 69 years old. For Amateur Radio Newsline, I'm Andy Morrison, K9AWM.
A final reminder, the nomination period for the 2022 Newsline Bill Pasternak WA6ITF Young Ham of the Year Award closes at midnight Eastern Time on Tuesday, May 31st. You only have a few days remaining to let us know about your deserving young radio amateur. You'll find the form on our website, arnewsline.org. We'll present the award Saturday, August 21st on the main stage at the Huntsville Hamfest in Alabama. Complete details about the Huntsville Hamfest can be found at hamfest.org. We cordially invite you to join us in Huntsville as we present the 2022 Bill Pasternak Memorial Newsline Young Ham of the Year Award. And that's all from the Amateur Radio Newsline, your independent source for amateur radio news for 4 decades and counting at arnewsline.org. With Kevin Trotman, N5PRE, Sel Emby, KB3TZD, Andy Morrison, K9AWM, Karen Eve Murray, KD2GUT at the news desk in New York. and our news team across the globe, I'm Don Wellbanks, AE5DW. 7-3. We'll see you next time here on Ham Nation.